What is going down? YouTube, we're back at the Prez. Monday, start of a new week of training in the garage gym. If you watched the video that I dropped this morning, which I filmed last Friday after my routine, it was a little bit of a training and diet update, which is the things I'm going to be going into and changing in my day-to-day routine leading up into the fall and the winter and leading up into the spring until next summer when I start to cut again, right? Like I said, the goal is to increase the calories over the next few weeks and months, get stronger in the main lifts. Like I said, I want to try to build up to that 400-pound deadlift, which we just hit deadlifts on Friday at 305. First time I deadlifted over 300 pounds in a long time. And today, and I also told you, I'm going to be increasing the workload a little bit, right? Typically, I was just doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, full body routine. Throughout the whole summer, my calories were low, but now that I slowly started to reverse diet back up closer to maintenance, just today my calories went back up. They shot back up to 2,700. Today's day one on 2,700 calories. So I'm going to be doing a push routine today, full push workout, chest, shoulders, triceps, higher volume, more overall workload going to be done, more training days throughout the week, 5-day training split now, because you're going to have more nutrients for recovery in the system, right? When you're low on energy and your calories are in a deficit, it's a lot harder to recover between sessions, and the strength gain is going to be less and less prominent, right? Whereas as those calories become higher and higher, you're going to have more nutrients available for recovery and to help you power through more strength-based movements, guys. So we're going to start with some bench press. See you there. All right, guys. So starting off, like I said, incline bench pressing. Last week we hit the PR when I hit the 160 for 2 sets of 6. That was Friday's work. I did all that on Friday. Now also, like I said, I deadlifted Friday. Then I deadlifted at 9 a.m. Then I came back in the gym at 11, did the incline benching. Then we went to the park and we did that high volume body weight routine, right? 15 pulls, 1 muscle up, 20 dips for the 3 sets. Then we were hitting the burpees and the push-up burnout and all that work. Then Friday afternoon from like 4 to 7, I played pickleball. And on my very last game, I took a wrong step and I kind of like shot my hips out of alignment. It happens to me very often, right? So all weekend long, I've been dealing with a little bit of low back pain, right? So I'm not sure how my force output is going to be on this bench press right now. I was iffy about doing it, but I said, after, you know what, let's just try it. Let's just stick to the program. Let's get this push work in today. So like I said, I hit 2 sets of 6 last week at the 155, which was a PR for me, nothing crazy. But so today I'm going to hopefully I can hit maybe 7 or 8 on this top set. If it goes good, guys, I might just do 1 top set and 1 back off set. Let's just see how it feels loading up, right? Because I feel like bracing might be a little bit challenging today. But we're going for it. Nope. Definitely wasn't feeling it. So I call 4 only, which again is a regression, but I don't have that drive where I could really brace and squeeze from the core right now because it's putting a little bit more stress on my lower back. So I'm gonna rest a little bit longer. I'll try to do another set at 155. Then if anything, I'm gonna have to modify this. I might throw a cable incline pressing in instead today, or I might just skip the incline benching if it doesn't go good the second set, and maybe I'll just do some weighted dips and some more calisthenic type work. But we're gonna keep it the full push session today, guys. And again, you work around your limitations, you do what you can. Let's go. All right, guys, second attempt. Still got the 155 on. I tried going a little wider on the last set also, just to see if it gave me a little bit of a different stimulus or a little bit of relief on the back, but it didn't do any difference. So I'm gonna go back to my normal grip here. Try it one more time. It's just, even when I'm unracking it, I just feel the compression in my lower back and it's just causing too much stress down there right now. So I'm going to drop the weight down to 135 and I'll do sets of 135 in that 8 to 12 rep range right now. Just lighten a little bit. Keep the volume high and I'll go for 2 sets at the 135. And like I said, not every week is going to be progress. It sucks again because again, I increased my calories, I have more nutrients in the body right now, but I have the injury that I'm dealing with, but that's what training is, right? Like I said, consistency is key. You're in it for the long run. The end goal is the same, right? There's no rush to get to the end goal. So I'll reduce the weight for 2 more sets and hit 135 for as many reps as I can. So we lowered it down to 135. I think we get a decent set going right now. right, take that 10 right there. I'll go one more set, and that's gonna be it for the bench press. Then move on. Most of the work for the rest of the day will probably be all calisthenic focused. Let's go. All right, so last set of bench, 135. That's another 10 here. Tough 10 again. I can't really get my leg drive needed when those reps get hard. So I can't really arch or push from the lower back right now, guys. So that was a tough 10th rep right there. Almost didn't get the full lockout. But we managed to close it out. So it is what it is. Like I said, this is how you work around limitations and injuries, which are gonna happen. They're inevitable. As long as you be training consistently, something's gonna come up, right? But when you learn how to work around the injuries and learn how your body feels and moves, you learn how to work around them, guys. So bench press work is done. Full push day. Let's finish off. All right, bench work is done. Moving on to the weighted dips. 70 pounds strapped on. Chest is already a little fatigued right now, so I'm gonna try to get these for a nice 2 sets, 8 to 12 reps here. Focusing on pausing at the top. Nice range of motion here, guys. All right, nice, tough 10. Last 2 reps are a nice little challenge right there, but that's how they should feel. Last 2 reps should not feel like the first few reps, right? That's how you know the intensity is high enough and your effort is hard enough that you're getting that stimulus where the reps are getting taken close enough to failure. I didn't quite go to failure right there. Failure would have been me not locking out a rep, right? But I was able to lock them all out. But reps in reserve, maybe 1, maybe 2 on that first set, which will probably have a drop off now going into the second set. So I'll do another set with the 70, and then the third set, I'll probably do a body weight set for as many reps as possible. Nice 3 minutes here. All right, guys, second set with the 70. Try to get another 10 here, nice 3-minute break. Nice 2 sets of 10 with the 70. Third set, like I said, we'll drop to body weight, and we'll do a nice AMRAP set with a drop, pause, pausing at lockout every single rep there. Hopefully full in that 12 to 20 rep range body weight. So I'll take only 2-minute break now before I get into that set. All right, guys, third set, body weight style reps here. Didn't quite lock out the 21st rep. Again, remember, I shortened the break from down to 2 minutes on that set right there. I already got volume built up from the sets of bench press, 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 10 weighted dips, and then the short break down the third set. Chest is gonna be engorged with blood. Lactic acid is gonna build up quicker with that shorter break period there. And at the lockout of every rep, I'm focusing on, when I'm locking out, I'm not just locking out, I'm thinking about squeezing the bars together. They're never gonna move. That gives you that chest contraction that's very hard to get without being able to move your arm across the humerus, right? To fully contract the chest, you wanna be able to bring the arm towards the midline. That's why I always talk about the rings. The benefits of training, dips on the rings, push-ups on the rings, you get that freedom to move. Machines in the gym, chest press machines, they'll converge so you could bring that arm closer across the midline for a better contraction. Cable flies, all things like that, allow for that peak contraction of the chest, which you can't get on a traditional dip or on a traditional barbell bench press. But at the lockout on the bench press, lockout on the dip, you focus on thinking in your head that you're squeezing that bar together, you're still gonna be able to flex and contract that chest more efficiently, guys. So more work to go, let's keep moving. All right, 2 big chest movements done, incline pressing and the weighted dips, which are both gonna also target shoulders and triceps also. So now we're going to a straight shoulder movement, calisthenic style here, guys. We did 3 sets of max reps, back to the wall, handstand push-ups. And again, I didn't really hit high numbers here. My shoulders were pretty fatigued from the first 2 movements. And just getting into the handstand, kicking up into it with my feet on the floor, again, it was just causing a little bit of distress in the lower back. Once I was in the position, back felt fine, but it's that compression of when I was in that pike position, coming down and coming up, you feel it a little bit, or I feel it a little bit in my hips and lower back for that matter. So 3 sets, max reps here. I think I ended up catching like 6, 6, and 7 or something like that. But again, back to the wall, shoulders are already going to be stimulated from the first 2 movements regardless. All right, back inside the gym now, onto the rings, more chest work here, and another movement is going to target the chest, shoulders, and again, of course, the triceps. This is literally the best push-up variation that you guys could do if you're trying to build muscle. It's going to naturally keep the reps in that lower volume rep range, probably naturally under 25 reps for most people, and these are ring pelican push-ups. Pelican style, guys, you can see at the bottom of every rep, you go into supination with your hands. You externally rotate the shoulders. That forces the movement to hit a lot of upper chest as well as the entire chest also. I'm doing it with my feet elevated on a box, but you don't have to keep your feet elevated when you're starting out. You can keep them on the floor. The main thing is getting that chest lower than the hands and getting that supination grip in at the bottom. Besides training the chest and being amazing for building muscle, it's also going to build a lot of strength in the tendons and the ligaments because you're on the rings, which are going to naturally be more unstable. And at the top of each rep for that matter, we're converging our hands for that peak contraction of the chest. Remember, when the humerus crosses the midline, you get that peak contraction. Just like I was talking about what I was trying to focus on at the top of the dip rep lockouts on the stagnant P bars, right? But here on the rings, you get that freedom to converge the hands to the top to get that peak contraction. So ring pelican push-ups, guys, literally the best push-up variation that you guys could be doing to build muscle in the chest. Better than diamonds. The only thing I would say might be better than it is if you do these weighted, right? But again, body weight style, most people are going to fall under the 25 rep range regardless. And I pretty much just did sets of 10 here, getting nose to the floor every single rep. And again, you want to make them more challenging. Elevate your feet, put your body on more of a decline position, which again is naturally going to target more upper chest and shoulders as well. So 3 sets here, which again, really light the chest up. Had a crazy chest pump after this. Shorter breaks on this because it's body weight, and again, I'm looking to fail in a lower volume rep range. And like I said, I caught 10, 10, 10, I think, on these 3 sets here. All right, guys, most of the push volume work is done. Now we're going to get into some isometric work on the rings also. We're going to go into ring, isometric, fly holds. This is an excellent movement to build full body strength in an isolation-based variation, right? Because the only joint that's going to be getting movement is the shoulder joint. So it's going to be amazing for straight arm strength and just full body tension from the feet to the hands, engaging the core. The chest is going to be under a big isometric stretch right there, guys. And if you can't lock it out, doesn't matter. Hold that fly open as much as you can. If you collapse, you collapse. If you can lock it out at the end of your hold, more power to you. Get that nice contraction with the arms again crossing the midline. So when we keep feet on the box here, guys, I raised the rings a little bit now, so I'm not going for depth like I was on the pelican push-ups. Here we're just keeping that isometric hold. So think I got a nice solid 15-second hold right there. So I'll do this for 2 more sets. Again, full eccentric loading here. Remember, the most muscle damage occurs in the eccentric, right? And like I said previously, the benefit of training on the range is you get that peak contraction where the arm gets across the humerus. Just like you saw with the Pelican push-ups, right? Every rep of the Pelican push-ups, deep range of motion, big eccentric load, where my arm's supinated at the bottom, which is going to hit a little bit more upper chest as well. And then at the top of every rep, we were squeezing the chest at the top. The fly, however, the main part of the main idea and the main stimulus of the fly is just that eccentric hold and building stability in the shoulders, the core, and everything in that isometric hold position. And again, if you could lock out, more power to you, but you're getting the stimulus that you need there just from the isometric hold. The lockout is just a bonus, but it's not doing as much as just being able to hold isometrically with that chest really eccentrically loaded there, guys. 2 more. All right, so I didn't end up filming the 2 more sets of ring isometric holds just because I didn't want the video to get too long, and we got a long clip here, guys. Finishing off the routine, we're doing 100 rep lateral raises, something I started incorporating about 2 weeks ago to really try to build some mass in my shoulders here. So the way I'm doing this, I did these for rows. I've been doing this for many movements lately, 100 reps as fast as possible. So I'm using 15-pound dumbbells to keep them relatively light and manageable. And I'm doing, the goal is to get 10 sets of 10. When I first started this 2 weeks ago, I just did it with 10 pounds. Last week, I did it with 12.5 pounds. And I was able to close all 10 sets of 10. Today, we moved up to 15 pounds. So I'm doing 10 reps, resting 15, no longer than 20 seconds, and then going right back into a set of 10. So it's 100 reps done as quickly as possible. This pumps a lot of blood. It really fatigues the muscle, and towards those later sets, you really start to get that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy benefit, as well as also taking the muscle very close to failure because of how much fatigue is in there. So you get to failure many times. And on this day, like I said, when I did the 15 pounds today, I made it all the way up to 80 reps, but 10 sets of 8. Or, sorry, 8 sets of 10 for that matter. And then at the 80, I had to break them down into 5, 5, 5, 5 for the last 20 reps, just because I wasn't getting the arms high enough anymore due to the fatigue in the shoulders. But this, again, is old school bodybuilding style technique here to really focus on building muscle, right? You're training with lighter loads, but the volume is super high, and that volume adds up. So 10 sets of 10 with the 100 pounds. I'm going to speed up this clip now so it doesn't get too long. And it took me just about 7 minutes, maybe a little under 7 minutes to complete this 100 reps here, where the goal would be to try to get it done in about 5 to 6 minutes if I did all 10 sets of 10 with a 15-second break, right? But some sets I rested 20 seconds or as long as needed, right? But no longer than the 20 seconds. So 100 lateral raises to end the routine here, guys. Stay tuned. You're going to see the pump. You're going to see how I'm looking bigger and bigger as the set goes on here, guys. All right, and getting into the last 5 reps here, guys. We're 95 in. And once I started breaking the sets down to 5s only, I was just taking about 10 to 15 second breaks here. So 95 in, finishing up the last 5 reps here. Make it 100 total reps, and maybe here I rested maybe 15, 20 seconds on this last set to make sure that I get full range of motion on these last 5. But when I was done with this, shoulders were super blown up, really feeling tight, but a great stimulus right there, guys. Great isolation work. All right, guys, and that's a wrap for the routine. That was the 100 rep lateral raise burnout right there, but overall a very high volume push session, bench pressing, weighted dips, body weight dips, handstand push-ups, pelican push-ups, ring isometric fly holds, then that 100 rep lateral raise. So definitely over 200 reps total done, weighted and body weight sets right there, guys. All chest, shoulders, and tricep work. I don't have to do any direct isolation on the triceps right now, guys. They got plenty of stimulus with all the pressing that we did and the pushing that we did. So tomorrow will be a full pull workout. Hopefully by Wednesday, when it's time for legs, my hips and my back are feeling better and I can get some leg work in. Thursday, maybe an off day if I decide to take off and my body's too shot, and then Friday will be an upper body day. Now the upper body day, that will be more calisthenic work, right? More bar complex type sets, or just more stuff in the park in general. We're mixing again, muscle ups, pull-ups, dips, things like that. So first push workout is going to be the hybrid style, mixing the weights and the calisthenics. Same thing for pull tomorrow. Pull tomorrow will probably be all calisthenics, weighted and body weight stuff. Wednesday, leg work will probably be mostly weighted, unless I'm not feeling like loading up, then it'll be a body weight leg workout. Thursday or Friday will be upper, and then we'll get another lower body day in. Or if I end up taking Thursday off, Friday might just be a full body calisthenic routine where I'm mixing again upper and lower into one session. If I train Thursday upper, then I'll train lower again on Friday. I want to make sure I give myself the Saturday, Sunday off. Because again, the 5 days, or even if it's 4 days, the volume is much higher now. So higher carb diet right now, guys. Like I said, my carbs are flowing around between 300 and like 325 grams a day. Protein just about 190, and fats falling anywhere between like 70 to 80 grams a day right now. Calories are just about 2,700. And they'll stay at 2,700 and change just for about maybe three, maybe 4 weeks. And then once I feel like I need to increase the calories again, like I said, I'll go back up to 2,900. Then 3,000, 3,100. Again, I won't go over 3,200 at all this winter because I don't want to end up putting on too much body fat. I just want to keep as lean as possible over the winter. I don't care about what the weight shows on the scale. I used to just get too hyper when I would see the scale over 170, 175. I would just love the numbers. Oh, I'm getting bigger. But again, it was mostly just body fat that was being gained, guys. Which inevitably, when it comes time to cut, like I said, I had to cut down 15 pounds just to get to that 160, 158 pound mark, right? Just to be as lean as I feel like I'm comfortable and aesthetic looking. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. This can be done by anybody, right? You don't have the barbell bench. You can skip the incline bench pressing work, guys. You can do it with dumbbells also, or you can just skip that movement in general and just focus on more weighted dips and things like that, guys. You already know, if you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Like the video, share with your friends and your family. You already know, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. BARNATURALS.
They all love to talk, they do that shit the most. Think you on my level, boy, but you ain't even close.